Well, hello, YouTubers. This is V Michelle. I'm just wanting to touch bases, and as we relaunch our new brand here soon, I just wanted to touch bases with you and just to let reintroduce myself. I'm Berenice Fowler. I'm the founder and of Healing Broken Hearts Ministry, and I am excited about what God is doing. But I wanted to talk about my plans and goals for reaching the masses. I do plan to share not only share my story, but I want to help women. My slogan is healing, beauty, and financial empowerment. So it's important for we as women to have all three. And strange things are always happening. But in the middle of the night, about 4 o'clock this morning, I had a strange vision and I heard a voice. And what happens is sometimes we don't understand what voice we're hearing because we have not spent quiet time meditating and with God. But this particular voice, I knew it was not God. And the Holy Spirit prompted me to do something. When I did it, the Holy Spirit told me to wait for the response. And based on the response, then I will know, which way to go, what decision. So what it was is I met a person and I met this gentleman and he was trying to pursue me, which, men do that. And, I just said, it would be okay. I thought it would be okay. We just have a friendship, I can get to know this gentleman. And I listened to everything he ever said. And this is only about 2 weeks. I met the gentleman, and we met in person. We talked every day, like day and night. We were talking, because you got to talk to a man to get to know a man. You have to be quiet and let him talk. Listen and pay very close attention to what's being said and done. So I already knew, after the end of the first week, even in the middle of the few days into conversating with this gentleman, that he was not the one for me, and most likely we were not compatible. But something in me didn't want to, quickly agree with that and wanted to still test the waters. Have you ever tested the waters before? Yeah. And so curiosity kills the cat. I know you've heard that. Nothing happened this time, but I just, needed to, just play around with it for a minute, just having conversation. And so, um, this person, you know, made a, he set a date so that we would go out, on our official first date, because we just met each other and we just been talking on the phone. And I noticed he said this. He said where he wanted to go. I'll put it like that. He said where he wanted to go. And then he asked me what I wanted to do. Um, and this was early in the week. And then he said that he desired to see me before the date. The date was supposed to be yesterday, Friday. He wanted to see me. And when I didn't agree to see him because it was late of him asking me to see him on the same day, on that particular day, earlier this week, it was late at night. And, we all know that as a queen, as a lady, as a woman of God, we're not getting ready to have late night meetings. We're pushing it with late night conversation on the phone because we really shouldn't do that either. But, getting to know people and they're like, sometimes it's okay, just within reason. So I noticed he said this. Well, if I didn't see him that particular night, that he would push the date and we wouldn't do anything on the weekend or on Friday. Maybe he would do it. Maybe he would take me somewhere on Monday. That's a red flag. That's a prime move of a narcissist, someone or an abusive person. So, someone that's emotionally and maybe even mentally unhealthy. So, when we go through things, we have to learn from our mistakes, what we call mistakes, failures, what we call failures. They're really learning curves, they're learning experiences. So, what I've learned from my learning experiences is that you don't play around with a man that even jokingly says things that, if taken seriously, could be abusive, controlling, manipulative, just mean. So he jokingly said that. And, you can't ignore when the man says something. So, you know what? I didn't say anything. I didn't do any calling or nothing, next day. I just laid low, watched. I think he called, and then I just was busy at work. I just didn't. Later on, when I got ready, I contacted him, and, by the end of the evening, he was just like, by the next day after that, he was like, "What's wrong? What's going on?" So, I let him know, nicely. Well, I was thinking X, Y, and Z. Am I wrong? Am I right? What's going on? So he said, "I see I'm going to have to watch things with you." And so, yeah. And I said, "Well, I look forward to Friday." So fast forward, Friday gets here. And he does not contact me at all during it. No, he did in the morning. He said good morning, or afternoon. No, actually he didn't. It was like the afternoon. He had told me he was busy the prior day, which is why I didn't talk to him much at all. And even though we had been talking daily like clockwork, so that's another red flag. When a person switches up, well, it could possibly be a red flag. So, things happen, life happens, so you can't necessarily say it's a red flag. But this particular change in behavior was a red flag. So I waited, I didn't say anything. And then so he said, he called me late. First of all, he called me late, like after work late, like late in the day late. And he was like, what do you want to do? So I gave him three different ideas. It's the pandemic. I haven't been going out socializing. And he said, "Well, let me take a shower and call you back." Okay. So I didn't make no moves. I ain't try to change my clothes. I didn't try to prep nothing, because in my spirit, I knew this date was not going to happen. But, let's go ahead and play around with it, right? So I talked to him. He called back, and he was like, "Well, I think I'm going to go to," he says, "I think I'm going to go to Charlotte." That's strike number two. Because the strike one was he called late. Well, strike one was really what he did early in the week when he tried to say, "Well, if I didn't see him that particular day, maybe he wouldn't even do the date." I'm like, whatever. So then strike number two was he called me later in the day. He didn't communicate. I had no idea all week what time this date was going to be, what we wanted to do, or anything, and I tried to talk with him. So I ended up giving him three suggestions. He didn't take any of my suggestions, and he decided, well, this is what I want to do. Well, I told him I wasn't going to go to Charlotte, far away from where I live, somewhere with a man that I've only been knowing a couple of weeks. It needed to be somewhere local, somewhere where it's a crowd, something comfortable that I felt like doing. So I suggested, maybe getting a bite to eat or some dessert. He didn't want to do that. He didn't want to do any of the suggestions that I have. Now, the Bible says, "How can two walk together except they agree?" Now, this doesn't have to be a real problem, but actually, if a man is interested in you, he's interested in you. He's interested in what you want, trying to do something you want. He's interested in you, you know. So, and I mean, especially at first attempt, first glance, like he at least need to start off, being interested, And I have learned from my past lessons that when a man is talking about me, my, and I, you might have a narcissist on your hands. You might have someone that's a difficult person on your hands. So, um, when I didn't agree to that, he was just like, okay, let me call you back. He'll call me back again and he'll just be like, okay, so what are we doing? But mind you, I've already given you 3 ideas. So which one of those do you want to do, or do you have another idea? So I'm like, do you have any ideas? And so by this time it's like 9 o'clock, and I'm like, I didn't cook, I didn't did so much, I didn't have my evening, got off work, played Uno and Monopoly with my son, cooked a beautiful shrimp fried rice dish, and we ate and we didn't fellowship and had a good time laughing and playing, me and my son. I'm good because I had to work this morning. So this, I didn't, I having to work the next morning and get up and it's early. I knew I wasn't going to be out late, but let's play this game. So it's 9 o'clock after. And about 9:15, he was like, I'm thinking about going to Winston, calling some of my boys and this and that. And I'm thinking to myself, but I thought that you were going out on a date with me. The date is not going to happen because it's already after 9. And he has made no plans. He has not had me in mind at all. And see, ladies, and that's the thing. What I've learned is that a man must, it is a requirement for you to be his priority when he's trying to date you for purpose, when he's trying to date you for a reason, when he is a God sent, the one or potential one, he's going to be interested in you and catering to you. That's what men do. That's what real men do. So I was like, okay. So I played around with him on the phone because I feel like that's what he was doing. So it was like 9:30 something on this conversation. I was like, well, at this point, I'm not. He asked me if I would come to his house. No, before he said that, he said, well, it's gonna have to be at least a year before I let you know where I live. And I was like, oh. I said, but do you think that then it's okay for you to have the same treatment? So then you won't be knowing where I live. So he started laughing and he said, I was just playing. He is not playing, ladies. Whatever he says is the truth. He's speaking from his heart. The Bible says, that out of our heart flows the issues of life, like our issues, who we are, it's going to flow out. There's no way we can stop it. And when you're dealing with a woman of God, and when you're dealing with a child of God, people can't hide. It don't matter. It comes out because why? The anointing is there to break the yoke, to unfold the truth, and it cannot be hidden. So, and that depends on how powerful your prayer life is, of course. But anyway, just keeping it real so we can heal. So he done said some crazy stuff by now, right? Then he goes into a conversation about hanging with his boys and how he don't want to hang with his boys because they don't want to, he know when this person does X, Y, and Z, that it's not going to be positive. And he just went on a tangent about it. And I'm sitting on the phone like, it's after 9 o'clock. Why are we talking about him not wanting to hang with his boys? These are deal breakers. Like the deal is broke. I'm no longer interested, but we're going to keep playing a little bit because why? I don't have nothing else to do, but until I get sleepy on that call and ready to fall asleep, I decide I'm just going to play. Okay. So he was like, why don't you just come over and, we can sit down and talk. And then he said to me, you can lay your head on my chest or in my lap. I was like, what? What is he talking about? In his lap. And so I said to him, I said, in your lap? I said, I'm trying to visualize that. Like, why would I do that? So, he was like, he said to me he needed some entertainment and I'm not trying to give it to him. I said, what kind of entertainment? I mean, I just got off crutches from an injury with my knee, and I just got off this knee brace, and I'm about to start therapy. And, I'm walking pretty good or whatever, but still, I'm like, what type of entertainment? But I know, because I'm old school and I'm well educated. I'm not getting ready to be doing no tricks and treats. I don't know what he was thinking about. And I had told him from day one, I'm not interested in a sexual encounter or a soul tie because sexual encounters produce soul ties. And especially if it ends up being real good and they knock your boots off, now you can't even get out of the soul tie. So we're not getting ready to do that at all, period, point blank. I don't care how the demon roars and the temptation roars. Though the winds and the waves may roar, guess what? Jesus will calm the storm. So anyway, just got to keep praying. So I said to him, well, this date is not going to happen, and I'm not getting ready to go out nowhere at this time of night. It was gone 10 o'clock by now. And I said it's really not honorable or respectable for a young lady to be out this time of night. And he kept referring, and he was saying, it's early. The night is early. I'm saying 9 o'clock is not early to meet somebody for a date. What world is he living? So he talked about, and he kept talking about himself. He said, well, I have worked all week, worked so hard. I want to get out of here. I want to hit the road. I want to, I was like, oh, okay. I said, but you know what? I said, I really do want you to have a good time. I want you to enjoy yourself. I said, I know for me, I'm not going out my house this evening and I'm in for the night. I'm about to go to bed soon. I said, so you go. I'm not going to be mad. You go have yourself a good time. Ah, he tried to bring me back. He done been beat by his own game. So I guess his goal was to really get me to his house. Ladies, queens don't go in a man's house, a strange man she don't know, and he don't come in her house either. You're a stranger. I don't know you. I'm a queen. I have my queendom, my kingdom, my own kingdom, and you cannot come in my kingdom until God gives that permission. And therefore, how long is this game going to go on? So he said, well, let's just do it tomorrow. We are definitely, he said, he tried to fix it and say, well, we definitely not going to let this happen tomorrow. I want us to meet early. I want us to meet where we can have a good time, this and that. You choose the place, this and that, da, da, da. And so I was like, okay. So then as we're talking, he was like, I'm thinking about taking you to this park. Red flag. First of all, I didn't told you, I'm just recovering from an injury. So walking in a park, V not getting ready to do that. Okay, so he's just determined to do what he wants to do. Number two, man, I don't know if you a rapist, killer, murderer. I don't know who you are. So I'm not getting ready to go to no park with no man. In a park that I don't even know. And then number three, he was like, and I want you to drive because I've been driving, so I'm not going to feel like driving. I'm tired of driving. I want you to drive your car. I'm not getting ready to drive my car or get in a car with you. That's too close for comfort. I don't know you. So I don't know. I do know this, and you probably know, you all probably know this as well. Men get women that are open to a whole bunch of stuff, and doing things very quickly and easily and without any reservation. And so they don't even know how to take us when a queen comes along and she's just like pumping the brakes. They're like, you're not, they try to convince you you're not normal. They try to convince you not ready. They try to convince you ain't, you don't have no value. No, I may not have no value to you, but I have value. I have great value. And I'm not getting ready to give myself out for free. And I'm not getting ready to take no, dimes and nickels for, this golden life that I am valued at. So yeah, we're not going to do that. So let me tell you what happened. So about 4 o'clock this morning, the TV is on, and I lied to you not. So something was going on with the TV, and I heard a voice. Because it was something like it was slow framing the TV or something. It was sounding like, how it is if you play a record backwards, or when so a recording is messed up and it's going slow and it's talking slow. Yeah. But I heard this voice says, so you just can't leave me alone. You just gonna keep messing with me. woke right up in my spirit. I text the person and I said, what we could do, we can meet about 1 o'clock at this restaurant or that restaurant and sit down, talk, and, get to know each other a little bit more. I knew he wasn't going to respond, and the Spirit told me, based on his response, you already know whether you're going to have to cut it off or not. Because what happens is the way of a transgressor is hard. See, I already knew it was a no-go after a couple conversations the first week. This is the second week. I'm still talking to the person. I've already declared that I know that this person is not for me, but why am I going to keep talking to this person? I don't need to be connected to the person. I don't need a soul tie with the person. I can't see no plan or purpose. It's a no. So, but I kept on talking, and that's all right. So that happened. And so I guess God wanted to say, well, since you don't want to accept and be in agreement with me that this person is not for you, I'm going to give you one shot more and see if this response that he's going to give you will help you be in agreement with me, daughter, because of what I'm trying to do in your life. So, and what he's trying to protect us from. See, many times he's trying to protect us as well. God's trying to protect us. So anyway, I woke up this morning, and I went on to work or whatever. But early this morning, this person responded to my text about the places to go today. And the person said, so you changing up the game. He said, you changing up the game, and I guess we'll just do it another time. I immediately text him back, because you don't respond in a text. You can call me. I only text because it was the middle of the night. I knew he would be asleep, but he needed to call. You don't do that. You don't have a good conversation that's important over the phone like that. For him to say something like that. So anyway, I knew right away the spirit in him, he was wrong and upset. But he wait a minute. Just responding to this person. I gotta give him a call back. All right. So I said, what we're going to do is we're going to part ways right here. I'm paraphrasing, and I said, what I have learned over the last couple of weeks is that we are not compatible. God is not the author of confusion, and I really don't have time to waste on somebody that is not for me and not the will of God for my life. I said, I appreciate getting to know you. I have enjoyed our conversation. I'm not the one for you. I'm not what you're looking for. And we're not on the same page. And I said, so what I want you to know is that I didn't even, I started to type, if you want to be friends. Ladies, don't type if you want to be friends. You already know you cannot be friends. This person has signs of abuse, violence, anger, aggression, control, manipulation, meanness. No. You already know. So there ain't no sense in saying we could be friends. No, we can't be nothing. So I told him at this time, I'm going to move forward, move on. There's no hard feelings, and I wish him the best. I did not wait for a response. I don't need to hear another word from the person. I blocked and deleted his information. So I won't be talking with him or anything. And when I did it, I felt a release. Like I didn't feel nothing. I felt whoo, like I'd have made it over. And that's what some of you need to do. You need to make it over. You need to have the power of saying no. You need to have the power of walking in agreement with God and your beliefs and what you know. You need to declare and decree that things are going to be in order and come correct in your life, and you need to make it be so. You need to demonstrate that you're going to have the order and the plan of God in your life with your actions, with how you respond, and I gracefully bailed out. So I'm happy. Man, I got so many other stories to tell you. On this feed, I hope click the button, click the little bell, and become a subscriber and tune in to me, because we're going to be having these talks on a regular basis. They're going to be random. They're going to be, whenever I'm inspired or God gives me a word to give to you or just something to say. Ladies, we have got to keep it real so we can heal. We've got to have the power to say no. We got to have the power to stand in agreement with God. Agreement with our beliefs. I mean, what do you believe in? What do you want? What do you want for your life? And I got so much work to do. I'm working on my branding. I'm working on my logo. I'm working on my nonprofit. I'm working on so many things. I ain't got time. I'm not even bothered by it. I mean, I ain't looking for no man. I got things that I got to set in order. So, if a man want to be a friend and want to talk and be nice and be pleasant and be godly, so be it. If not, I don't need no man. I don't need no new friends. I got enough friends. All right. You got to have purpose. So, hey, that's all I got to say on today. V. Michelle here. Again, click the button. Subscribe to me, because it's a new day. It's time to tear the devil's kingdom down. It's time to keep it real. It's time to it ain't time for sugarcoat nothing. Ladies, we know the deal. Game knows game. You've been through enough situations that you already know how to peep it out and how to say no. And even if you don't even take a conversation with the individual, you can say no within yourself. You can come into agreement within yourself with God and just say, that's not what God has for me. That's just not what I want. Honey, you're too beautiful. You're too blessed. You're too anointed. You have too much going for yourself, whether you know it or not. Even if you have not walked in it yet, you got to keep believing that who you are, who God says you are, and say no. These clowns trying to perpetrate the inner crown. They are clowns in crowns. Wait for a king. That's what I'm going to do. I mean, I'm just good. I'm all good right now. This is a wonderful journey of healing. And I just thank God for you. I love you. I want to inspire you for healing, beauty, financial empowerment. And that's what we're doing right here at V. Michelle. All right. See you later. Have a great day.